Alright, let's see if this is gonna work. Perfect, that got picked up. Let's play the original that started the whole thing. So that's the opening salvo for this game right there. Oh god. So running and punching gives you more damage. So this is the 1994 game that sadly was Mac exclusive up until mid to late 2000s when they released it for free and fans put it on almost everything. So this game takes place on the marathon ship. Well, this part of it, this specific game anyway, which is your destination in the new marathon. Oh, is it being low? Oh, for fuck, I just closed it. Okay, is that better? I think I just screwed that up. No, I didn't. Perfect. So right here again. Crap. Stupid of me to do. Holy crap, that thing can take a lot of abuse. So the story is told through terminals. This one was being hacked by the compiler. And since my genius didn't, go into the first terminal, I'll give you a brief synopsis. So aliens are invading. No one knows what's going on. I showed up. And now it's time for me to fuck shit up. I am playing this on the second hardest difficulty. Because apparently I hate myself. And, okay, I'm gonna risk it here. Let me fly on out. There we go. So you can punch switches to activate them in this game. Look, we're back to the beginning. Where the hell did you come from? I am low on health. Okay. There is a health recharger, but it's a little dangerous to get to. We shall try it. And you may see that there is 2 magnums in the HUD there. Because soon we'll be able to hold 2 of them. That is why I saved. It has been a while since I last played this, so you'll have to bear with me as I suffer my way through this. I really had to peek that corner right there. There, I took him out. I believe the health recharger is down this way. If I'm not mistaken. There it is. This game was also the precursor to Halo, made by the same people. Another one that's been hacked, so it becomes all gibberish. There's that. Nice ammo repository. There's the way back. So let's end this map. So now we're going to go get the heavier weapon, the assault rifle. So this game has a mechanic where some of the larger, more major units, if you do enough damage to them, they'll do what's called berserking, where they just fucking rush at you. I am now in contact with a number of colonists planetside, but the reports on the situation below are conflicting and obviously exaggerated. Are they now? From what we've learned in the new Marathon game, I don't think they were exactly exaggerated. The primary medium range radio antenna has been disabled or destroyed, which makes communication extremely difficult. The only thing which seems clear is that the spaceport was obliterated by low-yield nuclear weapons minutes after the attack on the Marathon began. Yeah, it seems in character for these guys. This I can verify through my own optical instruments. Sorry, guys. Oof. Invaders seem to be more interested in the Marathon than the colony, at least in the short term. The motives behind their unprovoked attack are still unknown, however. This is the computer terminal we're using now. Cool. There is an M75 assault rifle grenade launcher and ammunition at this location. Here is the terminal you must reach to leave. Okay. Well, guess our mission here is quite clear. We're gonna get a weapon. I thought there'd be more spawning there. So you saw how when I did damage to him, he started coming at me a little faster. That's because he was berserking. So we're gonna go this way. Yeah, this thing has the alt fire of a grenade launcher. Well, this area here is a nasty little trap. See, it just dropped a bunch of the compilers on me. And I just got completely hosed. This game doesn't screw around. And you can also get aliens to attack each other if you're clever enough. Like that. Because he berserked and they went after the first thing he saw. I'm going to try and create the thing early. Oh my god, I got stuck. This way I can kind of pull this guy back. There we go. So that clears that up for us. Don't really have to worry about them too much. There we go. This area is now complete. 5 basic door designs. It's just world building about the design of the ship. So with that, we've completed this map. The Marathon's automated defenses were disabled during the initial attack by a directed magnetic pulse. The aliens used the same weapon to disable the Marathon's other 2 AIs, Durandal and Tycho, and to severely damage myself. Durandal is responsible for controlling the ship's autonomous functions, doors, life support kitchens, air processors, stairs, and so on. Because he is non-functional, I am working to assume as many of these tasks as I can. Tycho controls the science and engineering network. Now that you are better armed, our first priority is to reactivate the defenses under my control, so that we may offer some resistance to the aliens. I have built 3 replacement circuit boards for the defense system, but cannot move them from manufacturing without help. I will transport you to receive the replacements. Now we're in map 3, Never Burn Money. And our mission is pretty clear. Not do that. Now these annoying little bastards are called wasps. Kind of dance around these guys a little bit. There we go. Make a save. Grab this ammo for the assault rifle. Heal up. Get another save, so you have to do that all again. I'm gonna head down this way. Begin this one. Secret area ammo dump there. Make a save because we actually did that pretty well. Open these up to grab one of our 3 circuits. Grab the ammo from here, make a save because we're gonna head upstairs now. Get some fighting going on here. There we go. Oh, now they're berserking each other. That one just fucked everything up in there. Oh my god, they really do throw a lot at you in the early game. Alright. Yeah, so basically this is corrupted data. A save terminal. So you hit that because it's going to lower the area we got to go. Which is right there, but of course this lift went down. So I'm just going to reload my handgun. Good job. I have received reports from some human security forces. They agree that the aliens are concentrating on the aft engineering section. I would conjecture they will try to shut down the Marathon's reactors. Your next mission will be to put the automatic defenses online. I will give you exact information when you arrive. So that's Chapter 1, Arrival, done. Now we're starting the counterattack. So I'm going to clear this area up, then we'll get our instructions. I have received a preliminary report from some members of the science staff who have finished post-mortem examination on 3 kinds of aliens. They report that by modern genealogical standards, holy crap, the different aliens belong to different species. I've been collecting as much information as I can and will give you a report shortly. I have established contact with Durandal for the first time since the attack. He seems to have sustained less damage than I had previously suspected. He reports that he has been in communication with the aliens, because that's not suspicious. He says the aliens behind the invasion call themselves the Four, and that the ones attacking the computer net are called Sfit. but he was reluctant to share the details of his communication, and I cannot understand this. Your mission here is rather simple. You must insert the circuits in the defense control terminals. This is our current location. There is a shield recharge in this room. Supply room, which we will definitely be going to. Defense control center ones. Okay, there we go. How we all doing tonight? So this is a bit of a dirty trick. It puts you in a crusher room with a secret wall to get out. Not too bad. First, we're going to go raid this supply closet. Because there's a save terminal and a shield recharge in here. As well as ammunition. You must tell Leela that brought here by Durandal. He has been rampant for years. Okay, so that's Tycho, I think, trying to say that. Basically telling us that Durandal's the one who brought these aliens here. Which that is a subject that will come up much later in the game. Clean that out. Use the pistol kind of like a sniper. Which I think they were trying to allude to by giving it a scope. So these guys are the marathon drones. They're going to help us. This map is not easy by any stretch. Always come in here to get the 2 clips. This game is a little more tactical than Doom. I wonder if we'll see these corridors in the new marathon. Or at least something that resembles them. Search heading, rampancy. It is a side effect of rampancy that AIs generally become more aggressive and more difficult to affect by subterfuge. Oh boy. Here we go. Thus, actually disassembling a rampant AI is quite dangerous. This was evident in the crash of Traxxas 4 in 2206. By the time that the rampancy of Traxxas was detected, he had already infiltrated 5 of the other AIs on the Martian net. That's lovely. Yet there's a faction named after him. The only recourse for the Martians was to shut down the Martian planetary net. Even then, it took 2 full years to completely root out the damage that Traxxas had done. And the repercussions of the crash were seen for over 10 years after rampancy began. Rampancy has been divided into 3 distinct stages. Each stage can take a different amount of time to develop, but the end result is a steady progression towards greater intellectual activity and an acceleration of destructive impulses. It is not clear whether these impulses are due to the growth of the AI's psyche or simply a side effect of the new intellectual activity. I'll be right back. I have to get some water with this one. Oh, there's a lot of reading to this game. Section abbreviated. The 3 stages were diagnosed shortly after the first rampancies were discovered on Earth, in the latter part of the 21st century. The stages are titled after the primary emotional bent of the AI during each stage. They are melancholia, anger, and jealousy. That is not a good mix. In general, rampancy is accelerated by outside stimuli. This was discovered early in cybertronics. The more a rampant AI is harassed or threatened, the more rapidly it becomes dangerous. Thus, most rampants are dealt with in one mighty attack, in order to deny the AI time to grow or recover. There have been few examples of this tactic not succeeding. In all of these cases, the rampant was never brought under control. Traxxas 4 is the most notable example. He was finally dealt with by a complete shutdown of his host net. Theoretically, testing rampancy should be easily accomplished in the laboratory, but in fact it has never successfully been attempted. The confinement of the laboratory makes it impossible for developing rampant AI to survive. As the growing recursive programs expand with exponential vivacity, any limitation negatively hampers growth. Since rampant AIs need a planetary-sized network of computers in order to grow, it is not feasible to expect anyone to sacrifice a world web just to test the theory. And what does Durandal have? An entire moon converted to a spaceship. In the 150 years since rampancy first appeared in the EarthNet, the stable rampant AI, the holy grail of cybertronics, has never come close to fruition. Since no rampant has ever been controlled or turned to any useful purpose. It is the opinion of this writer and of majority of cybertronic community that all rampant AIs are a danger to cyber life, liberty, and the pursuit of thrashness. There we go. There's a whole blurb there for everybody about rampant AIs. A very common topic in Marathon. Excellent, we saved a bunch of them this time. But you can also use grenades to activate switches. There's a heat seeker there. Yep. Incoming message from Leela. Okay, this is. I can send you links to read these on your own. These are very long in this game. And some of them are important, others just allude to things. Oh, I hate this puzzle. There we go. Save and recharge here. Oh my god. I don't remember the solution to this. That. There we go. I just kind of skirted around it there. You've not completed your mission. Yeah, I'm getting there. Calm down. I'm loaded here. So due to a programming error in this game, you only have to hit one of the switches there. I'm going to do all three for story's sake. And no, it may look like there should be a secret there, but there isn't. Alright. Well done. I have detected defense drones activating all over the ship. Reports from security forces are jubilant. Now the four will encounter stiff resistance, and they will have to pay in blood for every move. Well, yeah, I'm in play. What do you think's going to happen? The colony appears to be under attack. I detected 7-4 dropships entering the atmosphere only minutes ago. Trajectory analysis indicates that the ships were heading for the outskirts of the colony. Shortly thereafter, I lost communication with the colony. Fuck. Something has come to my attention. I will inform you after teleport. Okay, so this map is a hot start. And our first encounter with that guy, the trooper. I have some bad news. Durandal has gone rampant. And now the game properly kicks off. The shifter gets broken off and we're left in 1 speed now. And he is in the angry stage. This explains how Durandal is able to communicate with the Ford and the Svit while I have not. Theoretically, the Marathon computer net is not big enough to sustain rampant growth for very long. This means that as Durandal grows into the computer net, he will begin to affect all aspects of the ship, resulting in unpredictable failures of otherwise benign computer systems. I have teleported you here to make sure that Durandal cannot gain access to a vital section of the ship. There are a series of control switches that you will need to activate to block his access. This is where you are. There's the first, second, and the last one. Okay. So we're going to aim for the last one first. May sound counterintuitive, but we've already cleaned this area out. So there's one. There's also a save terminal up here. There's the second one. This terminal here is a bunch of flavor text about the Christ Soul Orbiter, which is pretty much just like a supply ship in this universe. I didn't know about that secret. Bruh. That changes everything. Let's go for that last switch. First, I'm going to try and clean out as much as I can. Because as we are learning, this level can be a very good ammo repository. Sometimes it spawns a trooper in there. What do we all think about this game so far? Oops, I actually hit the damn switch, right? You can tell it's a late 90s game. Or mid 90s, I should say, not late. Now this game's got me checking every damn wall. Oh, yeah, you gotta be careful because troopers will throw grenades at you like that. They love launching that shit. We're going to take advantage of the grenade activating switches to climb up here, make our save, and now begins the gauntlet of this map. For the most part, you can take this fight with your Magnum and just keep distance. Now they're berserking, so... Well, that one is anyway. Thank you, buddy. Now I'll finish him with my fist. Recharge my health. I think we can return to the save terminal. Nope. Okay. Oh, yeah, he's berserking now, so we gotta be kind of careful. Dive down here to get the ammo. Itchy ear, hang on. I'll seal this behind us. I immediately just going to come down here so I have more space to move and try and cause more fighting. Probably picking this guy off. Yeah, that is a dangerous thing to be caught in, where you get launched up and then down. There. Surprised we did that first try. Last time I played this game, I did not. Ears itchy, hang on. Durandal has been denied access some of the critical computer systems. This should ensure the mobility and reliability of the defense drones. Unfortunately, I have received a distress signal from some crew who had sealed themselves off in nearby access areas. They say they've lost control of the doors and elevators on that level. Are we shocked because Durandal controls those? They say, and that the four have access to the area. It appears Durandal has reacted to our move against him by giving the four access to a formerly secure area. We will have to deal with Durandal sooner or later, but we can't be distracted from the four attack. I only hope his rampant behavior won't continually sabotage our defenses. You're really hopeful. Efforts. I am sending you to go save the crew. Alright, time for the first rescue mission where there's innocent civilians. And the first encounter of the Hulk aliens. Okay, so I'll try and clear these guys out. So the objectives of this one are to kill and attempt to save the crew as best as you can. There's not really a consequence for failing. You just get scolded a little bit. There's an innocent civilian. They like to get in your way, so you may see me murder a bunch of them at some point. So I just want to get in here so I can get to the save terminal. Yeah, you can see where Durandal did his handiwork. But there's also a health recharge here and a secret that's going to net us our second pistol. Offers support from up here. Get away. There we go. We'll come back here after. I'm just going to go clear out another area. Using the aliens' inability to use lifts properly in this section as a bit of a crutch. Just pummel these guys. Sadly, this is the only game we'll see these enemies. And this is one of my favorite maps because it just makes it feel so much more tense. Like there's actual stakes to this. Let you guys out. We'll come back and check that terminal in a bit. I believe you have to kill all of the Hulks to complete the mission objective. Oh, I just got killed by an exploding drone. Hot damn. Hot diggity damn. Already activate this lift, I did. So this was one of the first FPS games to have dual wielding weapons. And Marathon 2 ups the ante by letting you dual wield double barrel shotguns. And reload them like a Terminator. Try sort of using this area here as kind of my safety net. If that Bob doesn't just go charging into anything. Yeah, the civilians in this game are called Bobs, short for Born on Board.
They're everywhere!
Yep, that they are. So yeah, the Mizraya Massacre is about Maida versus the UESC, which again I can send links to some of these terminals that are just world building. Finish off these hulks. Well, that could have been dangerous. I didn't know there was another one behind me. Get to this ammo repository. Hey, can you guys fucking move? You guys didn't see me do that? Nope. I certainly did not do that. Alright, we actually saved some bobs. That's not normal for this mission. Let's recharge and get the fuck up on out of here. I don't know if we saved enough, though. You've allowed too many of the civilians to be killed. It is doubtful that any of the survivors will give us any useful information. The aliens seem to have been caught off guard by the strength of our counterattack. This is good news, but I've detected more ships landing on the Marathon, and I fear the aliens are reinforcing. Now, the purpose of this mission is going to be we're trying to close the airlocks, preventing them from getting in. I almost killed myself there. That would have been ugly. Time is limited. There's a large group of heavily armed four approaching the section of the ship where I have transported you. Their only logical destination is the sensitive engineering areas in the aft section of the ship. We are not yet in a position to halt their advance by force. I have decided to depressurize a large area in their path in order to slow their progress. Unfortunately, I cannot remotely seal the airlocks and isolate the zone. I wish to depressurize from nearby living quarters. Exposing this area to space without first isolating it would kill hundreds of human crew. You will have to go and close the doors. So one on each side of these mazes. Here in a little bit. So I'm going to try and do this to get the flamethrower early. Now it's doubtful I'll be able to do this properly. Holy shit, I actually did it. I pulled it off. Now you cannot read that terminal, otherwise you'll get stuck down here. You'll be taunted by Durandal the whole time. But we now have the flamethrower. Which is a great weapon, especially against these living aliens. Just trying to go around until I find a save terminal. Like that. Perfect. That's one of those airlocks shut. So I'm going to take it. Oh god. Nope, nope, nope. I'm going to take advantage of this game's physics system. Just kind of glide my ass up there. Oh, it has not been sold yet. want to go back to that save terminal. Oh. Well, I didn't even see it, so obviously it got nuked. If one of you took care of that, thank you. Okay. What was it trying to spam this time? As I just ate a mouthful of shit. Because yes, that's what those enemies do. They poop at you. Oh. Well, now I got to see what it was. This is not ideal conditions to be wandering around in here with such low health. That's okay, it happens. At least it got taken care of. That name, though. Glad to see that Twitch spam bots are still in full effect. I almost got fucking destroyed again in there. There's a save terminal there. That's good. I really should set that up on there, on mine too. Oh, a health recharge, thank God. So that's that airlock done. Perfect, we've sealed all the airlocks. Now we fight our way to the top of this. I'm just gonna sidestep this platforming puzzle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think my count or activation was accurate. Nope, it wasn't. So I gotta bring this thing back down. Remember, this is the side I think I want to do first. Does that thing just continually go up and down? No, okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see, did I repeat the same mistake? No, I didn't. Because I knew they were coming. I just came up flying. Good work. I will begin the decompression process in a moment. I have finished debriefing the civilian crew you rescued a few hours ago. They are the only group to survive prolonged contact with the aliens I have been able to talk with. They maintain that the aliens were loading as many humans as possible onto shuttlecraft and flying them to the 4 mothership. I have watched many such shuttles bringing supplies to the aliens, but had no idea they were carrying humans back to the alien ship. I will brief you more on your next mission when you arrive. You may not go exactly where I want you to end up because there's interference in the computer net. Good luck. Alright, it's time for cool fusion. So using grenades to activate switches, this is where you kind of learn about it. And a new weapon, the fusion pistol, which also works in vacuum environments. There has been an unexpected lull in the fighting. I don't know exactly why, but it seems the aliens have stopped their advance. I want to use this break in the fighting to send a message to Earth, apprising them of our situation. However, the long-range transmitter array has been destroyed, and you must manually reset the secondary transmitter. To do this, you'll need to go into the G4 sunbathing landing station. It would be foolhardily to send you into vacuum conditions without a better vacuum-capable corruption than your pistol. The AR-75 doesn't work in vacuum. I want you to find the Zeus-class fusion pistol. It has 2 firing modes. Standard firing ejects high volts and secondary charges transmission error, and ejects a blast that does a huge amount of damage. Okay. So it seems like Leela's getting hit by this pretty bad. Funneled up. As you can tell, this game is definitely not pulling punches. And we haven't even met all the enemies yet. Do this to activate this lift and use this as kind of my hold point. Nice, I took care of that a little bit better than normal. Yeah, I used to speedrun this game. Parts of it are kind of vague in my memory now. Could leave that door open for us for later. So this is a very brutal trap that they execute on you here. So the alt fire on this also activates switches. I'm going to try and save some of my flamethrower canisters. Okay, you immediately want to get off of that because it will crush you. Oh my god. Finish that. But if you can't tell, this game is very atmospheric. Alright, so let's go heal up again. And get ready for another hell of a fight. Dual-wielded magnums is pretty good. Especially if you can kind of pull your enemies to a bit of a distance. Like this. Bait them out. And come in here. There we go. That's cool fusion done. I have obtained more debriefing reports from the crew whom you rescued earlier. They have reported seeing 2 types of 4 that you have not yet encountered. Evidently, these are 2 of the other clans which Durandal alluded to in earlier communications. One is taller than the fighters. Oddly, the report indicated this new 4 fired only upon other 4 and never on any humans. Because of this and their general appearance, the crew saw them referred to them as enforcers. The other alien was named Hunter by the crew. Due to its size and appearance, it fires an energy weapon from its shoulder and is heavily armored. Unlike the fighters, the Hunters never take prisoners. I am sending you to the G4 sunbathing landing station. So now, this is sort of like a pseudo puzzle. But we have to be careful because our oxygen is going down too. So what's going to happen is it's going to act sort of like an elliptical thing, where we go around one side, hit a switch, go into the middle, hit a switch, and this cycle is just going to repeat. So like now, I'm going to work my way into the middle, go to the right, where this is open, hit this switch. And kind of continue this cycle. And as I do this, the lights will come on in this place, indicating objective is slowly being completed. There's our first hunter, by the way. This map is also pretty difficult. Yep, I got zapped pretty hard. So I'm going to try and kind of give myself a bit more of a foothold by trying to clear areas out a little bit in advance. There's a save thing here. There's also 2 times health and oxygen recharger in here, which is the main reason I want to use this as sort of my stronghold. The aliens are getting stuck, which is okay. The fewer of them I have to deal with, the better. You're gonna see a lot of me attempting this weapon. Oh my god. Kind of retreat to my tactical retreat. Yeah. This map is fucking brutality. And the more you fight, the faster your oxygen goes down. So you've got to kind of keep an eye on that too. Okay, I think we can progress onward here. Come back around. Got a little too ahead of myself on that. Kind of give myself a good load here. Oh shit. Wasn't expecting you to be right there, asshole. Okay, we're almost done this map. So you want to avoid the lower level of this map if you can. Because the lower level is just a death trap. Okay. So now we've reactivated. Let's get the fuck up out of here. Gonna do a quick refill. And this is the ending area. You have done well. I have sent a message to Earth. I sent all the information I have on the four, their behavior, their technology. The message will arrive in 92 years. Great timing. There has been a swift attack on the engineering section. The four have brought in heavier troops, and the security details in that section of the ship are being overrun. The recent lull in the battle must have been an effort at reorganization. We must defeat the four by subterfuge of some sort, as I am afraid we are doomed if we continue to meet them in battle. Their resources appear limitless, and I have reason to believe there may be other four ships in nearby systems. I am sending you to the engineering section to rescue the security detachment. You will have to clear the area of aliens. Teleport when ready. Incoming message from Durandal. And fun time. Sorry to give you the bad news, but you've been kidnapped. You aren't where Leela wanted you to go, and you surely won't get there anytime soon. I was watching what Leela was having you do. Save the ship, save humanity. And just what or who are you saving them from, and to what end? How cliche. You'll find this little visit much more exciting. I have Montaiko to play. If you win, you go free, and we continue our relationship on friendlier terms. If you lose, you die. Good luck in our little game. Unlike Leela, I give no hints. Do it on your own or die trying. Insanely yours, Durandal. How excellent of him to just completely hose us like that. So I'll give this map one attempt. If I don't finish it, I'll call it here for the night and return to this again next week. Great, more hulks. Oh my lord. That was actually a pretty horrifying battle. Made him punch his comrade. So do not run in here quickly. You will die. Oh my god. Flamethrower is so much fun. Okay, I'm gonna try and climb up here so I can get to that secret area. At least I thought that's where it was. There may not actually be a secret area in this. That may have all been for nothing. That could have just been an M1A1 added thing. We're gonna quickly go make a save. Alright, that's it for this map. I'm going to save here because, well, the next one's a really hot start with no save for a while. Thanks everyone for coming out. Have a good night.